Welcome to Focus on Why. I'm Amy Rowlinson, your host. Join me to explore the compelling stories, profound insights, and captivating experiences shared by my guests from all over the world, focusing on the importance of why these relatable, uplifting, and inspiring conversations will empower, motivate, and guide you to create your own purposeful way of life. Have a purpose, have a plan, focus on why. Do you truly understand the power of a focus on why in business? Are your employees fully engaged? Do they consider their work meaningful? Or does your organisation have purpose gaps? Focusing on key areas of employee engagement, contribution, fulfilment, well-being and purpose, all of which have proven links to increased productivity and profitability, I deliver inspiring, mesmerising and captivating talks and workshops providing clear, actionable steps to take. To discuss your specific business needs, reach out to me via the link in the show notes and together we can plug those purpose gaps. Hello and welcome to episode 417. This is my 67th Reflections with Actions episode on Focus on Why. And these episodes are where I get the opportunity to reflect on what has been shared by the past 5 guests and a subsequent action I've taken in response to listening to them. It's a really great habit to get into so that you can apply the learnings that you take on board when listening to the podcast, as this will encourage you to embody these lessons at a deeper level. It's a discipline I practice across all areas of my life. Curiously, I recently reflected on where I apply discipline in life, as discipline with purpose is key to achieving long-term success and fulfillment and provides you with a structured approach to pursuing meaningful goals and ensuring consistent progress even when motivation wanes. Encouraging resilience, focused discipline helps you to overcome obstacles and setbacks. By aligning your actions with clear intentions, discipline enhances efficiency and productivity and reduces wasted effort. Transforming purposeful discipline from routine into a powerful tool to realize your aspirations and live a purposeful, impactful life also promotes self-mastery, personal growth, and it enables you to stay committed to your values and your vision. Recently, I ran my 29th park run, having only attended my first one on the 23rd of December 2023. But what does regularly attending a Saturday morning 9 a.m. park run have in common with purposeful living and discipline? Well, my commitment to show up each week, rain or shine, to run 5K mirrors a discipline needed to pursue meaningful goals consistently. Establishing this as a routine helps me build healthy habits essential for achieving my long-term objectives. Setting personal goals to improve my time and fitness each week helps me focus on my overall health, vital for maintaining energy and mental clarity needed for disciplined, purposeful pursuits. Running with others in a supportive community encourages progress and provides me with a network of others also prioritizing purposeful living and the discipline needed to show up each week. I am now ever so close to celebrating 1 year without alcohol, and my choice to focus more on my health and vitality has definitely been one of the best decisions I've made. Since I launched this show on the 30th of April 2020, I have released at least 1 episode every week. And alongside that, I have been writing a weekly blog since the 14th of August 2020. That makes 209 consecutive weeks of issuing my newsletter, Friday Focus. If you're not subscribed, there's a link in the show notes or head over to my website, amyrowlinson.com and fill in the form. So my weekly park runs, sobriety, podcasts and newsletter all say a lot about my purposeful lifestyle and my focus on discipline. How about you? How disciplined are you in different areas of life and how do they help you to achieve your purpose? Anyway, let's dive into this week's reflections. And first up is episode 412, An Abundant Life with Mark Saxby. Mark is more than just another social media expert. Combining his experience as an award-winning BBC and ITV journalist with his expertise gained after setting up one of the UK's first specialist social media agencies in 2011, Mark and his clients have generated more than £20 million in sales through social media. Mark believes the key to successful social media is how to win over your customers rather than just understanding how the networks work. Mark has also founded the National Positive Social Charity, which goes into schools to teach young people how to take back control of their lives from social media. Recognizing the perpetual pressure to achieve and stay busy, Mark shifted his focus from doing to being, to savour the present moment and embody a more mindful existence. Committed to this holistic approach, his new perspective marks a significant chapter, underpinned by living authentically and exploring how his faith intertwines with business values. Sharing his revelations on balancing work, family and faith, Mark sheds light on the importance of surrendering control, positively impacting others, and enjoying an abundant life. This is what he said. We need to accept who we are and enjoy who we are. We don't need to be somebody else. Life is there for abundance. There is an abundant life. So whatever that might look like for you, don't settle for humdrum. So how about you? Are you settling for humdrum? What constitutes an abundant life compared to a humdrum life? Well, an abundant life of purpose goes beyond just material wealth and external success. It's about living with deep fulfillment, meaning and connection. At the heart of such a life is clarity of purpose, knowing what truly drives you and aligning your actions with your core values. This alignment brings a sense of integrity and authenticity, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with resilience and adaptability. Personal growth becomes a constant companion as you pursue learning, develop new skills, and find joy in overcoming obstacles. Meaningful relationships are another cornerstone of a purposeful life. Deep connections with family, friends, and your community enrich your experience and provide a sense of belonging. When you contribute to others, whether through your work, volunteering, or simple acts of kindness, you find that your life takes on greater significance. These contributions not only benefit those around you, but also amplify your own sense of fulfillment and purpose. Living an abundant life of purpose also means achieving a balance between material and non-material wealth. While financial stability is important, true abundance comes from valuing experiences, relationships, and personal growth over possessions. Practices like gratitude and mindfulness help you appreciate the abundance already present in your life, leading to a deep sense of inner peace and contentment. And a humdrum life? Well, this is often characterized by routine, monotony, and a lack of fulfillment. In contrast to an abundant life of purpose where each day feels meaningful and aligned with your passions and values, a humdrum life can feel like going through the motions without a clear sense of direction. In a humdrum life, you may find yourself stuck in repetitive patterns, often driven by external obligations rather than internal motivation. This can lead to a sense of stagnation, where personal growth and deep connections are overshadowed by the demands of your daily life. In a humdrum life, relationships may lack depth and interactions can feel superficial or obligatory. Without the drive to seek out meaningful connections or contribute to something larger than yourself, there's often a sense of isolation or disconnection. The focus may be on merely surviving or maintaining the status quo, rather than thriving or seeking out new opportunities for growth and joy. The absence of a clear purpose or passion can make it challenging to find fulfillment, leading to a life that feels empty or uninspired. While a humdrum life may provide stability and predictability, it often lacks vibrancy and richness that an abundant life of purpose provides. Without the intentional pursuit of personal growth, meaningful relationships, and inner fulfillment, life can become a series of unremarkable days where the potential for joy, impact, and legacy remains untapped. The key difference lies in the presence or absence of purpose, passion, and a sense of meaning that transforms everyday experiences into a journey of abundance and fulfillment. If you focus on the key elements, clarity of purpose, personal growth, meaningful relationships, impact and legacy, spiritual and emotional well-being, and a balance between material and non-material wealth, then you will find that fulfillment and joy naturally ensue. An abundant life of purpose is about making a positive impact, leaving a lasting legacy, and experiencing joy in the journey. It is deeply connecting to what really matters most to you. Growing continuously, building meaningful relationships, living fully with intention. This is how you create a purposeful way of life. And this is what I focused on in my book, which will be out very soon in October this year. Next up is 413, Redefining Retirement with Charlotte Mannion. Charlotte is the wife of a previous guest, Cyril Mannion, from episode 293, Never Lose Focus. who shared how, if you have a dream, you need to keep pursuing it. Cyril messaged me to recommend that I invite Charlotte onto the show to share how purpose can evolve post-retirement. And he promised that it would make for an interesting conversation, and indeed it did. Charlotte has worked as a coach and facilitator, helping people to communicate better, both face-to-face and in business writing. Charlotte's approach to learning relies on participants learning by doing, and that learning must be memorable and fun. Having been chair of governors at a local college for 7 years, she's now chair of a small charity, Big Breakfast Plus, that serves freshly cooked breakfast to those in need. In awe of the work of volunteers, Charlotte continues to use her skills to develop and maintain the commitment to the community. Sharing how she's spending her retirement, she emphasises the importance of self-awareness, acceptance of identity shifts, and the need to embrace technological advances irrespective of age. She highlighted the significance of building trust, the value of non-judgmental behaviour, the unexpected joys of multi-generational living, and how to create reciprocal relationships through volunteering. She said you've got to enable people to have the opportunity to give back. She challenges societal expectations around this chapter of life, and in doing so, Charlotte is completely redefining retirement. But how do you define retirement? What does it mean to you? Is it something you've considered? Are you already retired? I actually spoke in detail about retirement in my last Reflections episode, 411. So do go back and check out that episode if you want to hear my thoughts on how best to prepare for retirement. For this episode, I'm going to focus on chapters of life and how they differ. Life can be seen as a series of chapters, each with its own challenges, opportunities, and evolving sense of purpose. In the early chapters, such as childhood and adolescence, purpose often revolves around exploration and learning. This period is marked by discovering the world, developing skills, forming an identity. The focus is on understanding who you are and what excites you, and it lays a foundation for your future ambitions. As you transition into adulthood, the purpose becomes more defined and outwardly focused. This chapter is often about building, whether it's a career, relationships, or personal achievements. Purpose in this stage may centre on establishing yourself in the world, pursuing goals, and creating a life that aligns with your values and your passions. It's a time of striving, where personal and professional growth takes precedence. Later in life, the focus on purpose often shifts again, moving from personal achievements to legacy and impact. The chapters of midlife and beyond are typically about reflection, giving back, and finding deeper meaning. Many people in these stages seek to mentor others, contribute to their communities, or leave a lasting legacy. Purpose evolves from self-centered ambitions to a broader, more altruistic outlook, embracing the wisdom gained from earlier experiences. Have your children flown and grown, leaving you with an empty nest, and now you're contemplating how your identity and purpose will evolve through this transition? Do you find yourself sandwiched between generations, balancing the needs of aging parents with the responsibilities of supporting children transitioning into adulthood? Despite these demands of caregiving and planning for the future, recognize the importance of embracing each day as an opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Awareness of your mortality becomes increasingly palpable, especially if, as I have, you've experienced the loss of friends and family members. From the end of midlife to your final years, retirement beckons in whatever form that may take, bringing with it a new phase of purpose and meaning. This transition prompts another shift into what truly matters to you now, your contribution to the world and the legacy you'll leave behind. However, there's no need to wait until this point to embrace this perspective. By clarifying your purpose now, you can align your actions with your mission and your vision, seizing each day as an opportunity to make an impact. Living with purpose isn't a singular goal to achieve. Instead, it enables you to derive value and meaning from multiple sources as you transition through each chapter or stage of life. Purpose requires ongoing reassessment. What once provided fulfillment or significance aged 20 may not still resonate when you're 30, 50, or 70. Acknowledging this shift enables you to plan and adapt your own flourishing lifestyle as your purpose evolves. Embracing this responsibility to continuously focus on your why and understand what holds meaning for you initiates a lifelong exploration of self-discovery and growth involving 3 elements: a purpose, a plan, and a focus on why. My book is divided into 3 parts, which together form the necessary framework to create a purposeful way of life. Acceptance of your mortality is key to understanding your life's purpose. Pausing to think about your identity, actions, and motivations can reveal the truth about your current self and your future trajectory. As you face many choices and decisions, view them as opportunities for new beginnings, knowing that you can always change direction and make decisions that shape your future. Focusing on your why defines your lifestyle, driven by what inspires, motivates, and guides you. Regardless of circumstances, you're responsible for creating and crafting your purposeful life by choosing moments that are fulfilling rather than simply filling in the moments. This is a difference between living and existing. Whatever chapter of life you find yourself in, when you're busy spinning plates, it's difficult to get a true reflection on your life. If you're in the frame, you're not able to see the big picture. Sometimes it takes someone else to hold up a mirror or requires stepping out of the frame to provide clarity on your surroundings and identity. More importantly, it reveals opportunities for action. Take the time to step out of the frame and see where you are and where it is that you want to be. Charlotte proves that life after retirement can be a truly flourishing experience, that you're able to transfer your skills, experience fulfillment in new, meaningful roles, and continue to grow, adapt, and stay engaged. Next up is 414 Principles of Life with Sarah Spencer. Thank you again to Nicola Peel, my guest from 401 Apply a Solutionist Perspective, for connecting us. What a wonderfully rich conversation this was. Sarah Spencer is a regenerative mentor, trainer, and speaker who supports individuals, businesses, and organizations to adopt regenerative ways of living and working, inspired by living systems success. She's founder of Think Like a Tree and author of Think Like a Tree, The Natural Principles Guide to Life. Sarah's background includes human rights law, permaculture, community social enterprise, leadership and training. And she lives in a smallholding woodland in Derbyshire. Do you ever wonder how to align your vision with the rhythms of nature? Embracing nature's wisdom to co-create a future abundant with purpose, resilience and harmony, Sarah Spencer shares her insights on regenerative leadership, rebalancing societal traits and the interconnectedness of our actions, which offer a fresh perspective on thriving in turbulent times. Sharing how keen observations, emotional envisioning, and small changes can yield profound impacts, Sarah speaks of how 3.8 billion years of success, resilience, adaptability, and innovation from nature can transform your business and personal life to form your principles of life. She said that this approach, when we evolve it together, inspired by living systems, is really the only way that actually has been proven to work on planet Earth in terms of being sustainable and resilient long term. She said that regenerative is a word that we're going to be hearing much more about in terms of business and organisations going forward. It's true, I'm hearing the word used a lot more. Sarah said that part of this shift from this mechanistic reductionist control mindset towards the regenerative living systems mindset is to say that we can never know how things are going to work out, that any thought of doing that is just simply an illusion that humans have put in place to try and feel a little bit more comfortable. And this shift from a mechanistic reductionist mindset to a regenerative living systems approach involves embracing the inherent uncertainty of life. For too long, the idea that we can predict and control every outcome has been an illusion, created to provide a false sense of security. In reality, life is dynamic, interconnected, with outcomes that are often unpredictable. A regenerative approach acknowledges this complexity and focuses on adaptability, resilience, and co-creation with the natural world. In life and business, this means letting go of rigid plans and expectations and instead fostering systems that can thrive amid uncertainty. By embracing the unknown, you can open yourself up to new possibilities, allowing for creativity and innovation to flourish. This mindset shift encourages you to work with, rather than against, the natural flow of life, leading to more sustainable and fulfilling outcomes. Recognizing that you cannot control or predict everything is liberating. It allows you to focus on what you can nurture and regenerate, trusting that by aligning with the principles of living systems, you contribute to a healthier, more resilient future. The regenerative approach is not just a strategy, It's a philosophy that honours the complexity and beauty of life. This shift in mindset profoundly impacts your sense of purpose in life. When you move away from the illusion of control and embrace the unpredictability inherent in living systems, your purpose becomes more fluid and adaptive. Instead of rigidly pursuing predefined goals, you start to see purpose as something that evolves with you, shaped by your experiences, relationships, and the ever-changing world around you. Recognizing that you cannot foresee or control every outcome encourages you to focus on the present moment and the process of living rather than being fixated on specific end results. Your purpose becomes less about achieving a certain status or outcome and more about contributing to the health and vitality of the systems you're part of, whether that's your community, the environment, or your own well-being. This approach to purpose emphasizes resilience, adaptability, and a deep connection to the world. It invites you to engage in actions that regenerate and sustain rather than deplete, recognizing that your contributions, no matter how small, are part of this larger interconnected whole. In this way, purpose becomes a living, dynamic force that guides you through life's uncertainties, helping you to create meaning and impact in ways you may never have initially imagined. How incredible is that? Adopting a regenerative mindset will help you to learn from the natural world. And why would you want to ignore 3.8 billion years of learning from failure? These secrets to resilience are here, plain to see. When you envision your desired life and focus on how you feel, you tap into deeper motivation and more meaningful outcomes. Envision the future by aligning with your natural world. Starting with keen observations, envision with emotion, and align with nature's principles. This way, you could ignite powerful changes in your personal life and any organizations that you belong to. Embracing this wisdom that nature has to offer every day to co-create a future abundant with purpose, resilience, and harmony. Because remember, as Sarah eloquently puts it, even the smallest actions can create and generate ripples of change, which go on to create magnificent outcomes beyond your imagination. And if we were all to go forth with this co-created vision and strength, then we can transform our world into one that not only survives, but thrives. And this belief of co-creation leads me perfectly into my next episode, 415, The Superwoman Myth with Dr. Joanna Martin. Focused on the detrimental effects that aspiring to be Superwoman has had on women's health, Dr. Joanna Martin has emphasizes a need for a paradigm shift towards co-creating a better future. Jo is a renowned coach, strategist, and guide for the women shaping our new global paradigm. Her message and mentoring have directly impacted hundreds of thousands of people around the world over the last 20 years. Jo is an award-winning speaker, and in 2014 she founded One of Many, a deeply supportive community of grassroots women leaders, which has evolved into an international movement boasting over 500 certified coaches and trainers in more than 20 countries around the world. Jo's also a committed philanthropist, co-chair of the board of the Hunger Project UK, a diplomatic wife, a sometimes too-tired mother, a protective sister, and a caring friend. She has a very cool head, but a very big heart. This is not the first appearance Jo has had on Focus on Why. She first appeared back in November 2022 in episode 308, Mission Critical. Go check it out. It's a great episode, and Jo and I picked up the conversation where we left off from there in this new one, with Jo confirming that the mission is still very much critical, and said that her soul has a purpose here on the planet. And when she's tuned into that and asking what else is possible, she hears the answer that is right for her soul to bring into the world in this moment in the best way that she can. And her reason for coming back onto the podcast for a second time is to share a key message very much linked to Mission Critical. She's just released her first book, which has taken her 10 years to finally get pen and paper. And in doing so, her message and impact will be shared more widely and felt more deeply. Trusting her intuition and focusing on achieving the One of Many mission to equip 1 million women, leaders with the tools to be able to sustainably change their corner of the world, Jo has published the book, Superwoman, Escaping the Myth: How to Increase Your Impact Without Burning Out. providing women with the ability to create impactful change without sacrificing their well-being. Jo is empowering women as to why and how to escape from the Superwoman myth. Do you aspire to be Superwoman? If so, you've been sold a lie, because Superwoman doesn't exist. A lie that I, personally, have spent decades believing. Growing up and as a working mum, I was led to believe that it was possible to be, do and have it all. For years, my husband John and I had been trying to strike the balance that others around us appeared to manage, and we'd thought we'd been pulling it off too. But had we really? Looking closer, it appeared we hadn't. Both of us were at differing points of burnout, and to continue like this was simply not sustainable. Attending the One of Many annual conference in 2022, I was introduced to Superwoman by Dr. Joanna Martin. The revelation that Superwoman was a myth and that I had been aspiring to live as her for over 4 decades sent every cell of my body into complete shock and confusion. Naturally, I felt compelled and inspired to join the One of Many community, and was then torn between whether to start with the Lead the Change program they offered or complete their coach certification. Superwoman told me to do both right now, but I firmly declined and started with Lead the Change first, before then becoming a certified One of Many women's coach. And the last 2 years for me have been transformational. At the annual conference in 2023, Jo asked me what had changed on my Lead the Change journey, for me particularly. And I told her that I couldn't really articulate it in words. It was more of a feeling. And I think, to be honest, I was still in shock that whole year later, still processing all the change that I was going through after every retreat revealed and unravelled more and more of my inner world. And I was still reeling from the myth that I'd been living. So this year, at the 2024 annual conference in May, I caught up with Jo again and shared with her that I could finally answer the question she'd asked me a whole year before. That escaping the myth of Superwoman has been a gift of a lifetime. And I listed all the changes that I've been through and all the accomplishments that I have achieved, all without the aid of Superwoman, because it's been a sustainable way that I've done so. It's taken me over 2 years to embed many learnings of those 4 retreats that I've been on, and followed by the year of coach certification training. I know there's still more to come. I'm delighted to share that Jo is sharing this gift and made it more available to people through her book. And whether you're looking to transform your own life or the world around you, Jo's book has all the necessary tools, stories and insights that you need to inspire and equip you for your journey. I highly recommend that you invest your time to read it, as you'll then spend the rest of your life reaping the benefits of what you're able to accomplish as a result. Listening to this episode with Jo, you'll recognise that you're not alone in having grown up believing that you must be Superwoman, that instead you are capable of changing your world and the world without burning out. Debunking myths is crucial for living in a sustainable and authentic lifestyle that aligns with your purpose and values. Myths often perpetuate misinformation, leading to misguided decisions and behaviours that can negatively impact the environment, society and personal well-being. By challenging and dispelling myths as falsehoods, you pave the way for more informed and conscious choices. You can discover what truly matters to you and align your actions with your core values and purpose. This in turn contributes to creating a more conscious and responsible world. Limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained assumptions or perceptions that constrain your potential. They often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning or self-doubt, and act as mental barriers preventing you from pursuing goals or dreams. Do you ever hear yourself saying, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't change," or "I don't deserve success"? These are all limiting beliefs. Mastering your limiting beliefs involves several key steps. First, you have to identify them by paying close attention to any negative self-talk or recurring patterns of self-sabotage. Self-reflection and journaling can be powerful tools for this step in the process. Once identified, it's then crucial to challenge these beliefs by questioning their validity and seeking evidence to the contrary. Listing past successes and strengths can help counteract the notion of inadequacy. Another effective strategy is to reframe these beliefs into positive affirmations. Instead of thinking, saying, or believing, "I can't do this," you might say, "I am capable of learning and growing." Visualization techniques surrounding yourself with supportive people can also help reinforce this new mindset. Consistency and persistency are key to overcoming limiting beliefs, as this is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of self-improvement and positive reinforcement. By actively working to dismantle these mental barriers, you can unlock your true potential to achieve greater personal and professional fulfillment. Back in January 2022, I embarked on a creative writing session with a writing coach where I visualised my maternal grandfather, George, sharing captivating wartime stories with me by the fireside, a cherished childhood memory. The concept was that these stories would contain hidden life lessons that would help the reader navigate their future with purposeful intention. With this inspired vision, I began writing what I referred to as the book. However, grappling with writer's block 2 months later, I enlisted the help of another coach to help me believe in myself and my writing ability and to overcome the limiting belief. I felt I lacked the ability to do justice to our story and meet George's exacting standards as a professional playwright and novelist, despite him no longer being alive to judge me. And in that coaching session, I surfaced the specific limiting belief that I didn't think I was good enough to write a book on the subject of purpose. Encouraged in the session to create a new belief, I chose instead to believe that I am a powerful writer who has the ability to change people's lives with my words. And as I spoke those words out loud, I realised I'd already been helping people change their lives for years, creating positive global ripple effects through my coaching, through this podcast, and in my blog writing. I'd revered George for his endless creativity, writing plays for stage, TV and radio, as well as novels and short stories. But I'd totally dismissed and not acknowledged all the work that I'd been creating because it was in different formats and addressed different audiences. The block that prevented me from being creative magically disappeared, and with renewed confidence, I resumed writing. As I've said, this year on the 24th of October, the book, now called Focus on Why, Create a Purposeful Way of Life, will be released. So if you're thinking, I can't do, or I'm not able to, then now's the time to act. Rid that limiting belief and instead create a powerful, empowering belief. Believe in yourself. What limiting belief is preventing you from living out your goals and dreams? What myth do you need to challenge, escape from, or debunk? My final reflection today is episode 416, Fulfilling Performance with Andy Follows. Andy has coached individuals and delivered leadership development programs in 17 countries across Europe, Asia Pacific, and North America. During his corporate career, he played a key role in developing and leading businesses at director level for BMW and Tesla internationally. In 2016, he founded his consultancy so that he could better live his why to enable fulfilling performance. And as a result, he gets to act as a trusted advisor to senior leaders internationally, assemble and facilitate peer mentoring teams, coach leaders and their teams, and write and speak about fulfilling performance. As a leadership development expert, Andy has a clear, compelling vision and mission. Helping people to harness their potential in the workplace, he encourages them to look at their unique blend of talent, intelligence, creativity, capability, and resourcefulness. Championing people to realise and apply their abilities in their professional lives, Andy guides them to fully focus on agency, authenticity, and the impact of a growth mindset, all with the clear intention to achieve fulfilling performance. But what is fulfilling performance? Andy says it's people performing at a high level, getting great results, growing every day, and getting filled up by their work so that at the end of the day, they can be great partners, parents, and human beings. Sounds great to me, and I'm sure you agree. However, are you stuck in a job that doesn't fulfill you? Well, you're not alone. According to the Gallup State of the Workplace Report 2024, a staggering 77% of the global workforce are either actively disengaged or not engaged at work. How does anything ever get done? Well, as John Clifton, CEO of Gallup, said in last year's 2023 report, low engagement costs on the global economy are enough to make the difference between success and a failure for humanity. Ouch. Something really needs to shift. Again, I've spoken in more detail on this topic in my last reflections, episode 411, so go check that out. For today, I want to reflect on something else that Andy shared, more specifically, a book he shared, and that is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and just how much impact that book has had on shaping his career and his life. Have you read it? If you have, how many times have you read it? And if you haven't read it, then you're really in for a treat. Go get yourself a copy of this book right now, because I've spoken about this book many times previously on the podcast because it's had such a huge impact on me also. Stephen Covey's book is actually brilliant. It's all about how to live a purposeful life. It invites you to move out of your comfort zone, shift your paradigms, improve and repair relationships, and become a more effective person. It comes down to making promises to yourself and others, but keeping those promises. Now, he passed away in 2012 and left behind him this unmatched legacy of teachings about leadership, time management, effectiveness, success, love, and family. And this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, has transformed the way that people think and act upon their problems with a compelling, logical, and well-defined process. His 7 habits are: be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, think win-win, seek first to understand, then be understood, synergize, and sharpen the saw. They sound simple, don't they? And that's the genius behind the book. Simple lessons which can be applied and integrated together, and doing so help you to lead a more intentional, balanced, and productive life by focusing on the principles that build character, enhance relationships, and create a solid foundation for long-term success. And looking at each of the lessons in a little bit more detail, the first habit, be proactive, his lesson is that you have the power to choose your response to any situation. Rather than reacting based on emotions or external circumstances, you focus on what you can control, which are your actions, your attitudes, and your mindset. And proactivity is about taking responsibility for your life and making intentional choices that align with your values. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. This lesson is to start with a clear vision of your desired outcome, defining your goals, mission, and values before taking any action. And this habit emphasizes the importance of envisioning where you want to go in life and ensuring that your actions are in alignment with that vision. The third habit is put first things first, and its lesson is to prioritize your tasks based on importance, not urgency, focusing on what truly matters and contribute to your long-term goals, rather than getting caught up in daily distractions or urgent but trivial tasks. This habit is about effective time management and living according to your priorities. Number 4 is think win-win. This lesson is to seek mutually beneficial solutions in your interactions with others. And rather than competing or compromising, aiming for outcomes where all parties feel satisfied. This builds cooperation, strong relationships, and creates a positive environment where everyone can thrive. The 5th habit is seek first to understand, then to be understood. And its lesson is to practice empathetic listening before expressing your own viewpoint. Understanding others' perspectives is crucial for effective communication and building trust. This habit encourages active listening and ensures that communication is based on mutual respect and understanding. The 6th habit is synergize, with its lesson about how to value differences, working collaboratively with others to create better solutions than you could achieve alone. Synergy is the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and this habit emphasizes teamwork, creativity, and the power of collaboration to achieve outstanding results. The 7th final habit is sharpen the saw, with the lesson being to regularly renew and strengthen your body, mind, heart, and spirit. This habit is about self-care and continuous improvement, ensuring that you maintain your effectiveness over time. Encourages balance in your life, preventing burnout and fostering an ongoing personal growth. This holistic approach to life has been what this whole episode today has captured, encouraging you to cultivate not just personal productivity, but also strong relationships, this clear sense of purpose, and a commitment to your ongoing self-improvement. Essentially, Stephen Covey and all of my guests, their message is focus on why. And with that mic drop moment, that's it from me for today. Go well. What value have you gained from tuning in to Focus on Why today? What are your reflections with actions? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or via LinkedIn and share how Focus on Why has made a difference to you. Your feedback not only will inspire others, but will help them to discover how Focus on Why has created powerful ripple effects. Let's continue the conversation. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook or X, join the Focus on Why Facebook group, and sign up for my weekly newsletter, Friday Focus, to keep in touch. All the links are in the show notes. Have a purpose, have a plan, focus on why.